What happens when you have a racist organization like the PIAA, which is immune to Section 1983 civil rights suit? When exposed, do they change their ways? Hell no, they double down. So October 9th, 2024, a mere 5 days after I posted 2 videos of the racism of the Pen Argyl tennis teams and the PIAA District 11 permitting Moravian to break PIAA rules and allow a transfer student into the postseason, Thomas Mall, the PIAA District 11 tennis chairman, strikes again. In the doubles district draw is a white girl team from Tamaqua, Zajaka and Ryan. Absent from the draw are not one, but count them 2 mixed-race Asian girls from Pen Argyl High School. And get this, the 2 mixed-race girls from Pen Argyl beat the very same white Tamaqua girls head-to-head in the regular season, leaving no doubt that without any law to keep high school sports officials from discriminating, Thomas Small and other racist officials will be as racist as they want to be. And here is the Pen Argyl versus Tamaqua match score from September 20th, 2025, and also the District 11 draw, the doubles. So the racism continues. Connected attorney Edward Andrus' daughter was also in the double A District 11 draw, despite bylaw 6, where she was bounced in the first round, 6-1, 6-2. Now, when you look at the draw, you could see that it's a 16 draw, and 4 teams are from Moravian. That's a full 25%. Now, Allentown Central Catholic was permitted to enter 3 teams. 3 out of 16, not as egregious as Moravian, but hardly Christian. Notre Dame Green Pond added a team. So you have a full half the tournament full of rich kids. So now, my sons played from 2011 to 2022, and there was never a time that I recall that 4 teams from one school were entered, and it was a rare occasion, but occasionally you'd have a Moravian enter 3 teams. So what we have now here in District 11 is a sport devoted almost exclusively to the rich, because they're the only ones who are entered in this tournament. Because with rare exception, the best tennis players are the ones who have a lot of tennis lessons. And it takes years of tennis lessons to become very good in most cases. So the few spots left for public students in this particular district draw by Tom Mall were reserved for the white Tamaqua girls and the mixed-race Asian girls from Pen Argyl were left out. So yay, Tom, way to go. You know, racist to the core. And after the doubles match, the all-white doubles team lost. First round of the District 11 AA girls tennis doubles match. In the first round, the Tamaqua all-white girl team, Chloe got her picture on the Times Online website, and both Chloe and Emma got their names mentioned in that website. It's great to be white in America because all you got to do is just be there, and things just happen to you. You know, then you have all the white folks talking about, meritocracy, meritocracy. Well, where was the meritocracy here? The mixed-race Asian girls from Pen Argyl beat the white girls from Tamaqua. Why was Tom allowed to discriminate against the non-white Asian girls? What's going on? The following is going to document over 11 years of racism just in District 11 tennis sports. It's 11 years of egregious institutional racism. So in addition to the white Tamaqua doubles girls team getting the white privilege access card, included in the doubles District AA draw were none other than the daughter of connected attorney Edward Andrus. She's in 11th grade. She transferred this year to Moravian, and under PIAA bylaw 6, she's not allowed to play in the postseason, but she is playing in the postseason. She's played in singles tournament. She's played in the doubles tournament, and she's probably going to be playing in the teams tournament. But to Thomas Small, he doesn't care about the PIAA rules because they don't apply to rich white kids in singles competition, doubles competition, or teams. He doesn't care. Now, I have another video out there. Edward Andrus. Ed Andrus is no stranger to the District 11 white favoritism, and this goes back to the 2019 singles draw when his son Mikey, a second singles player, got a seed in that draw instead of not one but two non-white players. So in District 11 teams, AA, it appears that the transfer from Saucon Valley, Edward Andrus's daughter, will be playing for teams. It'll continue until they reach some point where some team in states brings up this ineligibility, and they tell the PIAA to get their act in gear. I've already notified 8 of the schools who Moravian might meet. So hopefully, as soon as they get to states, they'll be disqualified. Then you have those wonderful rules that ranking rules that only Tom Mall can figure out, I guess. And it benefits the Tamaqua team, which in district teams is ranked ahead of Pen Argyl. So Pen Argyl's 8th this year, the girls, and Tamaqua is 7th. Even though it makes no sense because Pen Argyl beat Tamaqua 5-0 in the matches. But Tom made the rules so that white teams could load up on a bunch of matches against not very good teams to boost their stats. So while Pen Argyl beat Jim Thorpe once and twice beat Notre Dame East Stroudsburg, and Pen Argyl beat them 5-0, Tamaqua beat both teams 3-2 twice. So they played them twice and they beat them by a lesser score. And top that off, Tamaqua played some MMI team twice, and they're not a very good team either. So you see the Pen Argyl score for the seasons, and you see the Tamaqua scores for the season, and you got to ask yourself, how is Tamaqua ranked higher? But to really appreciate the racism of PIAA District 11 and Tom Small, you got to look at more documents. You know, Tom just hated the 2019 boys tennis District 11 field because there were just so many very good non-white players, and only 2 or possibly 3 whites were going to reach the quarterfinals. So Tom just did not want that. He wanted as many whites in the quarterfinals as possible. So to accomplish this mission, it was essential that Tom not seed non-whites so that non-whites could be knocked out by each other before they met in the quarterfinals, or at least be knocked out by the number two draw, who happened to be white. So the main victims of this unseating were Curtis Gruber, very dark ethnic South American of Bethlehem Catholic, and Johnson Zhu, ethnic Chinese of Allentown Central Catholic. It's easiest to elaborate Johnson Zhu first. He is an Asian who got to the semifinals of the singles tournament the year prior in 2018. So inserted, you'll see the 2018 draw to the end, and then you'll see the 2019 initial draw. So note that Johnson Zhu and the white Bobby Schlemansky got into the semifinals in 2018. And then in the 2019 initial draw, from the 2018 semifinals, only the white Bobby Schlemansky and the non-white number 1 Tej were seeded from that draw. Now in 2018, Zhu beat the white Pat Basil to get to the semifinals. So Zhu beats Pat 2018, and then in 2019 Pat is ranked number 4 and Johnson is not ranked. Now, of course, the reason why he wasn't ranked is because if he were ranked, he wouldn't get Zhu wasn't going to get dispatched in the first or second round. He would have made it all the way to the quarterfinals. So you have 32 players in the draw, 8 basically non-whites. That's 25%. So in the draw, Tom put 4 straight non-whites, put Tej and Curtis and my 2 sons, and then he put 10 straight whites. Because what Tom wanted to do is make sure that he would only get 1 non-white player in the quarterfinals. So you put the four non-whites together, only one's going to come out in the quarterfinal. And there was of the other 4 non-white players, there was only 1 other John Zhu. And Tom made sure that he placed him one game away from the number 2 seeded player, so that John would get knocked out. And in your quarterfinals, you'd only have one dark player. Now, if there was any doubt that Johnson Zhu was good, one need look at the District 19 AA doubles draw, where he and his teammate were ranked third. So, was Zhu's white partner Alvarez that good to go from no rank to the rank of third to the rank of third in doubles? Hardly. 2 years later, Alvarez in the single tournament wasn't ranked at all, and he was beaten 6-0, 6-1 by none other than Curtis Gruber. So here's the 2019 draw. Note that in the 2021 boys singles, Curtis Gruber beats Alvarez, Zhu's partner, 6-1, 6-0. And notice that Curtis Gruber won the AA boys singles tournament. I call it the full draw because it has the scores on it. And it also has the fact that Bobby did not show up. So Andrus, who was ranked 8th, is Mikey Andrus, who was 8th, was put to 7th. And Maul had a chance to fix things, put an 8th seed, but he didn't. So here we have Curtis Gruber. All right. So Curtis was a freshman in 2019, and in the USTA Middle States, and that's for Pennsylvania, non-Hoboken, New Jersey, and Delaware, Zhu was ranked 30th. So here's the rankings. And you have to realize that Curtis was 14 coming into the, he was coming into the school. He was a freshman, so he was only 14 years old. But a 30 ranking is a 30 ranking in 3 states. It means you're really good. In his freshman year, he was a first singles player. He was so good, he won the very next District 11 singles tournament. And like Zhu, in the 2019 doubles draw, he went from unranked in singles to suddenly 8th in doubles. And here's the draws. So you should have had the 2021 singles draw where Curtis won and the doubles draw of 2019. But Curtis was not ranked in the 2019 AA singles draw. Now note that once Bobby was out of the draw, Apartheid Tom could have inserted either Curtis or Johnson into the draw as a seed. But Maul couldn't do that. No, because Maul's plan was to have a sure thing. And that was to have the number 1 player defeat Gruber before the quarterfinals. And he couldn't do that if Curtis was seeded. So the next 2 best non-white players in the draw were my twins. Third singles player who went undefeated, at the third singles position and only dropped to set the entire season. And then my second singles son, who the year prior for 8 months from June 2018 to February 2019 was in the top 100 in boys 18 and under in middle states. Now, my sons easily did or could have beat 17 players in the draw, but apartheid Tom wanted the non-whites gone. So when according to the athletic directors of Blue Mountain and Palisades at the time, practically none of the schools attend these meetings, and from what they understood, Tom just did whatever he wanted to do. So what to do with the Blasi twins, right? You got a 32 entry draw with Tej in the first seed. Tom placed my third singles son to face Tej. And then Tej would face the winner of the match between Curtis and my second singles son. So 4 non-whites and only one comes out of the draw into the quarterfinals. So take a look at the 2019 apartheid draw. If you count Emilio as Hispanic, it makes 8 Hispanic and non-whites. So 8 non-whites out of 32. That's 1 out of 4. Alvarez looks more white than me, so there's no way I'm counting him Hispanic. If the draw were really random, out of every 4 draws would be 1 non-white. Then factor in how Curtis and Johnson should have been seeded, and not Mike Andrus, a second singles player. 10 straight whites, 5 straight whites, another 5 straight whites. Now, this wasn't random. This was handpicked. Everybody knows it. So if this were really a draw, if this was really random, and this wasn't something, Tom intentionally did, which he did. He intentionally did it. You would have Tej at number 1, and then you would have all these players, 24 players who weren't seeded, and you would have them drawn from a hat or whatever. And so you would have Tej, and then you'd have my son, and then you'd have Curtis, and then you'd have my son. So you'd have 4 non-whites right in a row. And you know what? The next 10 players were white. And then then after that, another 5, and then you got 5 straight whites again. A probability that approaches 0. So in the 2019 singles draw, considering Thomas Small would not seed Curtis, my twin sons faced 2 seeds. Now, the chance in the first round of drawing a seed is 1 out of 3 players. You've got 8 seeds, 24 non-seeds who are going to face one of the 8 seeds. So that's 1 out of 3. So the odds were against either of my twins facing a seed, but Tom made it happen to both. The year prior, Victor faced the number 6 seed, who made it to the semifinals, and that was Bobby Slamansky. And Victor got beat 6-4, 6-1. Now, against Curtis that year, Victor lost 6-4, 6-0. Now, if there was any good about how good Bobby was in the 2019 doubles tournament, Bobby's partner was the skill level of probably a third singles player. And Bobby dragged that team to the semifinals basically by himself. The year prior, Bobby was beaten by the champion, Moravian's Dan, 7-5, 6-4. Now, Dan in the final beat Tej 7-5, 6-0. So in reality, Bobby was the second best player in the 2018 draw, and that's who my son was set up against. Now, back in 2013, My first son is in 11th grade, and he made the District 11 AA singles tournament. In the first round, he plays the number 2 seed, Zach Schaff. Remember, 32 players right out of the box. He gets to play the number 2 seeds. So what are the odds? A 32-person draw each tournament. My first son enters 2 district singles tournaments, and in the first round of one he faces a number 2 seed. My twin sons with 2 tournaments apiece, and they face a number 1 seed, a number 6 seed, who was really, the second best player, and then a 7 or 8 seed, which is what Curtis would have been. And my second son, he's the best male tennis player out of Pen Argyl in over the last 20 years. He entered as a seed one year, but for 2 years he wasn't seeded, and he didn't face a seed. So I got 4 sons, 8 years of non-seed tourney entries. 4 of 8 first rounds, my kids faced a seed. The odds are 1 out of 3 would face a seed if the draw were really a draw. So 2, maybe 3 would be picked, but not 4. And of those 4 facing seeds, what are the odds of those 4 facing a number 1 or number 2 seed? Well, that would be 1 out of 4. So out of 4 seeds, my sons faced 2 that were seeded 1 or 2. So 2 of 4, not 1 of 4. How did other male Pen Argyl players fare when it came to entry into the singles tournament from 2009 to 2019? 20 entries into the tournament faced no seeded player. Only 1 faced a seed. It couldn't be because of discrimination, could it? The dangling question. In 2019, who was the player who definitively was placed in the draw by Tom Mall because they were rich or white or both? And the winner goes to the 8th seed, Mike Andrus, a second singles player, son of attorney Edward Andrus, who is currently pushing his daughter with Moravian Academy's assistance to break the PIAA rules and enter postseason play for the singles tournament, the doubles tournament, and the team tournament. Now fast forward to 2021, working in tandem, Pen Argyl High School and Thomas Mall get senior Pen Argyl student Jason Corsetti into the District 11 AA Boys Tournament as the last person. Despite Jason missing his entire golf season for commenting on a social media thread outside school, which was deemed unacceptably racist by the school district. The draw went from 32 to 16 at that time. Now, one of the draws of tennis used to be, it was the camaraderie of all the players, whose parents, who could not spend thousands and thousands of dollars for indoor play or for lessons. And it was so that in their junior or senior year that they could possibly get to the end of the year tournament. And, you played a lot of people if you've been in high school tennis, and you could discuss about who you played, who left, who was really good, who's coming up. I mean, there was a real camaraderie there. Now, post-COVID, District 11 deemed that postseason was no longer for everybody, but only for the wealthy who sent their kids to tennis camps for years on end. So, comes 2022, my last son is in his senior year, and with the same number of first singles wins as Jason the year before, he was told by his coach, turn in his uniform, there would be no attempt at postseason play. Instead, Notre Dame Green Pond connected white player Brendan Boyle with 1,900 points basketball score. He plays in the tournament himself. So Brendan's a third singles player. He's a kid who's, handed everything. In 10th grade, he's given the go-ahead to be quoted by the Morning Call or the Lehigh Valley or the Express Times newspaper, and he talks about the boys' team is his team now, and he has to take responsibility on his shoulders, blah, 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 blah. And the local media is actually giving this guy, this 10th grader, like a forum to just spout off. Of course, Notre Dame Green Pond didn't win any championships while he was there. They won after he left, and we all know he got a full ride. And then after to KU, scored 3.9 points a game, and then after 2 years, he's playing D3 ball at DeSales. So this is just like District 11. A connected kid handed everything in life, gets handed a memory other kids would cherish. Now, I find it really astounding that you can have entities like the NCAA and the PIAA who set up these tournaments that public schools and public colleges play in, and they can't be sued, as far as I know, for discrimination. I mean, there's got to be a way to get these entities to get in line with what the law that applies to everybody is, and you shouldn't be allowed to discriminate against people on the basis of race. And yet, you can see from this video, Thomas Mall just discriminates all the time. I mean, there was one time, I think, in 2013, I was banned for, I don't know what, they make garbage up, he's this, that, yeah, right, okay. And they asked Thomas Mall, it was for basketball, and I forgot how many week ban it was. And they, the Express Times or whatever, asked Tom Mall, well, you're going to honor the ban. And the ban was over before the ban continued through the tennis season. But Mall didn't have a tennis season at Catasauqua. So they go to him, hey, you got to honor the ban? And Mall goes, of course we'll honor the ban. It's like, but you don't have a tennis season. How are you going to honor the ban? And of course, then we had the great principal, David Domchek, and who went forward with the racism. And where did he come from? Catasauqua. But anyway, this has been documented. There's all the documents are there, and if somebody should look at this, please contact me and see how the PIAA can be brought into line and to stop discriminating against kids on the basis of race. All right.